I remember spending time thinking about what I was going to get into on campus, coming from a background of leadership from where I'm from.
I always wanted to help people. Coming out of high school, I had a strong rapport with my guidance counselor from high school. And, I always wanted to be a driving force behind African-American males and the youth, especially in the urban environment. Me, came from Harlem. We didn't have much.
I was a retention advisor over in the School of Business and Management. Prior to that, I was a school teacher. I taught math. So working with, teaching algebra, data analysis, and personal finance, really working with students who, were considered, not the top-notch student. I was really working with those students that kind of struggle with basic concepts.
I came to find the Morgan Mile through a resident director, Mr. Justin Hall. At the time, I was a sophomore, and he was the resident director of Cummings House. And I actually worked for him. I was a resident assistant. And he came to me one day and he said, "Ryan, I want you to join this organization."
The goal, the foundation of the goal will remain the same, and that is to help men understand who they are and build their own self-esteem and their own self-understanding and moving forward, because these men will be men who will go out and share their own self-strength, their own self-leadership, their own respect and love for their own identity and who they are. And hopefully we begin to change the perspective of African-American male.
We're in a program that pushes academics, that says, if you want to be a good leader, make sure you know what you're doing academically, because at the end of the day, you got to take some steps to get the leadership, and without the academic side, it's pretty hard to get to leadership. And that's one of the things that I love about the Morgan Mile.
What we have is a model that many schools could use, and many schools should have probably thought about long before now, but thankfully Morgan State is just unique in its own frame.
It builds spirits. It builds the spirits of those, we have young men who feel like they can't bring their GPA up. It doesn't, far too often we find people, looking down upon people with bad GPAs. The Morgan Mile is not there to do that.
Recently, this past summer, because of the Morgan Mile and only because of the Morgan Mile, I was one of the students, only freshman male, able to travel to China.
We can take these students from where they were coming in to where we know that they can be.
I never thought I would go to China, but when I came back, one of the things that I learned from being in China is whatever I set my mind to and whatever it is that I want to attempt to do, no longer can it be told to me that it's a possibility of that not happening.
The focal point of the university is growing the future, leading the world. And I believe that the Morgan Mile is a great component of Dr. Wilson's projections for the future.
We'll take it to wherever young African-American males, not only African-American, young males need help. We'll take it to wherever it needs to be.
Provide me academic excellence. Let your GPA match up to your motivation for leadership.
If we ensure student success, provide them with the leadership and the confidence to be successful, everything else will fall into place.
If you inspire one, then that one would turn around and inspire others. And that's what we really want to accomplish.